right, we're back. Game 2, Phoenix Northern Storm. So, what kind of adjustments are we going to see, Jeff?
Well, I think we touched on it during the game last time. I'd like to see Token on something that gives him a little more ability to make plays. He was really just barely even present in that last game. Just the early invade from Stelio Cantos, Phoenix, Alonzi Tardis was just always invading his space. And with the early advantages accrued by Phoenix, it was just tough for that Shen to ever really get to a point of stability.
Yeah, I mean, jungle was definitely a place of weakness, but we also, I think, we want to see Chaosis and Token both on people who get a little more impactful early. Because you had 2 hard carries, and generally you want 1 hard carry, and just somebody who can kind of either ban out the Warwick or they need someone who can stand up to him. I think is the way they have to look at it. Because LNZ stole half of the objectives in that last game.
and probably the 2 most important, being the Soul and the Elder Dragon. See, similar bans coming out from both sides so far. Might actually be identical to this point. If you're Phoenix, you probably are saying, well, we'll run it back. If you guys want to do everything the same way, let's go.
Probably first picking Warwick. Unless they liked the Lucian enough that they want to keep that.
It would... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, even Wishbone's Morgana was not a huge threat, though part of that could have been because she didn't have anyone who was able to follow up well enough.
Yeah, Morgana, I mean, we've seen her be so successful throughout this split thus far. Yeah, there's the Lucian ban, which I do think is a correct choice. That will allow Stelio Cantos to pick that top Vayne, if that's something that he really wants to do, but they'll take the Ezreal from Modric instead. Not sure if Stelio Cantos plays that top. I guess you could look at that as a very, very slight flex.
Vayne and Darius are both available. Those are the 2 other bans that did not happen so far.
And I don't believe Gotta Get Lucky plays either of those champions, so for Phoenix, you don't really have to worry about them being picked away. Varus and Morgana coming through on the side of Northern Storm.
So for the moment, you assume that's the bot lane.
Yeah. Varus mid used to be a thing, haven't really seen it in a while, though.
Yeah, I've got to get that Warwick. Such a strong piece of every time Phoenix has been successful. Even when they've lost.
I'm wondering, do you take Stelio Cantos' champion here because they've left up some picks that he likes? Or do you try to force some sort of counter pick or a reaction? Make Northern Storm show their hand early. Northern Storm will get last pick as they are red side, but you can't counter pick both solo lanes.
Mm-hmm. They did ban Rakan in game 1, so the fact that Phoenix is able to get Rakan is also a good sign for Huge.
And honestly, it's kind of a similar champion to support Maokai in how he has that very dynamic, very difficult to avoid hard engage.
Alright, so it's Morgana mid, I guess.
Yeah, that looks to be the case. Not surprised, we've seen that quite a bit in this split. And Chaosix, I believe that he has shown himself to be very capable on that champion. There's the Vayne ban. Probably. And I wonder if we'll see Darius to follow.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm expecting Darius. So they traded the Rakan ban for a Lucian ban instead, is essentially how this went. Assuming they banned the Darius.
Yeah, it could also be a ban aimed at Greatbeard of Odin. I wouldn't be too surprised.
But what would you ban, though?
No, there's the Darius. And I appreciate that, actually, thinking about it, because if it's Morgana mid, you're not that scared of the LeBlanc.
Kennen ban is interesting. I guess last game they thought they had the top lane figured out with Shen, because they know Gotta Get Lucky likes Kennen. I don't think he did terribly with the Ornn. I wouldn't mind seeing them lock Ornn in here.
Yeah, it's tricky, like, which... I mean, because you've revealed your mid lane already, you could have saved your top lane for last pick to make sure you get a comfortable matchup there, but gotta get lucky. He is comfortable on that Gnar, and Gnar is a champion that generally does fine in most matchups. I think Aurelia can be difficult for Gnar, somebody with a lot of gap close, but
I think they didn't want to have Stelio pick up the Gnar, right?
yeah,
that was
absolutely.
That's probably what my assumption is, because otherwise there's really no reason why you last pick jungle.
Renekton coming out from Stelio Kanto, so it's going to be an interesting matchup. I'm in the top lane. I've seen this matchup go both ways.
We did see them floating Renekton in game 1, so this isn't that big of a surprise. Last pick here will most likely be mid lane. Yeah, not surprising.
Could be the Yone, so Great Beard of Odin. Had success on that LeBlanc, but he'll go away from it here. And there will be a significant lack of magic damage coming out from Phoenix in this composition. Ezreal does a little bit of magic damage, Rakan does, but I mean it's support, so won't be really dishing it out, theoretically, unless he tries to go AP Rakan. And so Gnar and Leona, they could get pretty tanky. Echo can get tanky. Morgana with the black shield, that it could be tough. We're looking at, I think, a similar situation in this game to last game, where you need to get ahead early if you're Phoenix.
To take out make sure the Echo doesn't go insane.
Yeah, and just to make sure that Northern Storm doesn't have a chance to just stack up tons of magic resist. Or, excuse me, armor.
Time for the classic Thornmail Morgana build.
Now, I am interested here. Unless they're about to pull a last-second swap, it's going to be Echo mid and Morgana jungle. Which is not the way I would have bet on those champions going, but I do know that a couple people have been playing around, experimenting with jungle Morgana of late, so it looks like Token is one of them.
I'm excited to see it. I think it'll be interesting to see how he's able to adjust to it. I think that Warwick should be able to be pretty aggressive with her, though, which could add to Token's woes.
Yeah, it's dangerous because if Morgana ever throws her Q and Warwick knows, Warwick can just run at her, and there really isn't anything that Morgana can do about it.
Right. But yeah, like you said, there's definitely a damage skew on Phoenix's side here. Interested to see how Renekton is going to be built, because if he goes pure damage, there isn't a lot of durability on Phoenix's side. Not a whole lot on Northern Storms either, unless, like you said, Echo gets big. Especially with his ult, he can certainly get some of his durability back. Because, as everyone knows, I'm not a huge fan of using Gnar as the tank, since he's only a tank for 50% of the time, if that.
Both Echo and Leona get naturally tanky a little bit, just because Leona's W adds so much resistances for a temporary amount of time. And Echo, you mentioned the ult, but also his parallel convergent shield can be enormous. Allows him to soak up a lot of damage. So, yeah, I don't think Northern Storm, they're not going to get incredibly tanky, but when the damage is one-dimensional coming out from Team Phoenix, it could still be enough.
What do you think about them letting Warwick through?
For me, I understand why it wasn't a priority ban. Anybody who has watched in the past knows that Stelio Kanto is very proficient on that Nasus. I understand that ban. Obviously, Great Beard of Odin on the Akali is a terror. And then if it's between Warwick or letting Stelio Kantos wreak havoc with that top lane Lucian again, I would also agree with taking away the Lucian and allowing the Warwick through.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, after that last game, there's a lot of directions you could go with the bans, especially when you've got such a large deck of or lineup of champions you want to avoid. So, you know, obviously they don't want to face the Nasus or the Vayne or the Darius again, or let the Akali through. So it's, do you suffer the Lucian, or do you let the Warwick go in? I mean, obviously Lucian in this lineup, I don't think I'd mind it that much. Obviously it's just more AD, less CC, less durability.
Well, it's also, you know, I would imagine, I guess you can't be sure, but I would imagine if Stelio Kantos was on Lucian, we might have seen a different mid lane pick.
It's possible.
I would hope so at least. But I mean, Team Phoenix, they've shown themselves to be willing to pick perhaps less than optimal comps, and in game one they made it work. So all the more power to them. We'll see what happens in game two, because a 2-0 by Phoenix would really shake things up.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna throw the whole LCUS askew if Phoenix manages to sweep in here. So we'll see if they can. See if the skins bless them with good fortune.
No Echo skin. Chaosix just apparently hates skins, which, I mean, I understand.
I respect
Why spend
that.
money on a free game?
Yeah, I think Phoenix might take it again here. If only because of the lack of an Echo skin.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I don't really
yeah,
care
I
for
think
Arcane
that's
Ezreal,
bigger.
but
Overall wasn't terribly impressed by either side, but just the lack of a skin on one side just kind of makes it.
I do
difficult to overcome.
I do kind of like Yone's normal skin, I guess, or spirit skin, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got whiter hair. It's his spirit skin. Been playing Legends of Runeterra, as everyone knows, and that's an emote that I use quite a lot, is him in that skin. So, and it's like you said, it's a little bit different, right? It's got different animations, different back animations, things like that. So, something to appreciate.
See Phoenix once again. They are invading. Oh, gotta get lucky. Could be in trouble. Good job. I'm glad that he warded that, because that would have been a lot of trouble.
Lack of a face check.
They did manage to kill the ward, though, before it became invisible. So Northern Storm will not be able to be certain that there isn't still someone hanging out in that tri-brush.
Gregosaurus in chat points out that this is going better than last week for both teams because everyone's buying items. Looks like we're having the Morgana start red buff, so already proven me wrong from what I said in game one, but it's also...
I think she might start Raptors, actually.
Well, it's in the red buff area.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So I would imagine, yeah, that makes sense with the Tormented Soil. That would be an effective way to start.
No leash either. Morgana doesn't need no leash. She knows what she's made of.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes. The Spell Vamp really helping out. Chickens go down. Alright, and now to the red buff.
Yeah, Morgana knows what she's made of, and she's made of sad ghost energy and the corrupted soil from Warcraft 3.
Which hero was it that had that in Warcraft 3?
Well, the undead. That was their whole thing.
The blight. Yeah, the blight.
Then you could buy items that created it so your guys could heal a little bit. Or you could tower rush if you were into that.
Level 2 comes out for Northern Storm early. Wishbone was pretty far back, though, so wasn't looking for a Zenith Blade right away at level 2.
And then, of course, the Lich character had the Death and Decay spell, which might have been what you were thinking of.
Yeah, that's it's been one of the favorites since Warcraft 2, even, when the Death Knights had it.
Slightly more effective in Warcraft 2, then.
I remember being a kid and the Death Knight scared the crap out of me.
I remember being a kid in StarCraft and the Sunken Colonies scared the crap out of me.
Oh, yeah.
I was playing the demo and I just scanned randomly and saw them for the first time, and I was like, what the hell are those things?
It was kind of how I felt about a lot of the Zerg race in general. Both junglers running into each other up near mid lane.
Ooh, nice root there.
Token. Yeah, keeping Odin away from him. And you're going to see these junglers fight for this crap now, but priority is with Northern Storm in the bot lane, and oh boy, Alonzi Tardis could be in a lot of trouble. Here comes the CC. Oh, Wishbone missed the Zenith Blade. Here comes Chaosix, though. Alonzi Tardis, good job jumping. He should get away, man. Northern Storm, they missed a couple of critical skill shots there. Stelio Kantos actually teleported down, and now Token could be a lot in trouble. Ignite comes out, and First Blood actually goes over to Chaos. Man, speaking of Chaos, this fight has just been all over the place.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that Alonzi decided to go back there. Would have thought, you've got very low hit points, I don't care if you're Warwick, you gotta be safe. But instead, the mid lane gets the kill, and that could spell trouble for Greatbeard Odin.
And meanwhile, Gotta Get Lucky did not use his teleport, so Stelio Cantos should get here just in time to catch this wave. But that means teleport advantage going forward for the Northern Storm, and they were the ones who got the first blood. Phoenix got the crab though, so what it all started over goes their way.
So we were talking about StarCraft. When the first time, well, we'll wait for Gotta Get Lucky to get ganked here.
That could be a little bit of trouble. Might have to burn the flash here.
Great use of the fear.
Yep, good stun from Gotta Get Lucky though. He should be able to walk away now. Did have to use the flash, so successful gank.
Always one of the most annoying things when I was a new player in League of Legends is fear effects.
Yeah, it's kind of disorienting when you're not expecting it.
Ooh,
Root on to Greatbeard of Odin. Chaotix, he's relatively low, but he knows his limits. Goes right back out, and they end up just getting a nice favorable trade there.
Really good job taking advantage of the lack of maneuverability that Yone has. Landed several bindings on him. He does have that little dash, but only after he's got his little whirlwind stacked up.
Yeah, definitely not as mobile as his brother Yasuo. Not able to just maneuver through waves endlessly. Good dash forward from Odin there, though. Gets a little bit of a trade down. Chaotix getting close to level 6, which obviously just provides so much comfort for an Echo.
See, the real thing about the StarCraft units that scared me for the Zerg was playing on the demo when I saw the Overlords for the first time. Because the AI in its infinite wisdom, the first time I saw an Overlord was when it flew just over my entire base. So there's this giant, like, puffy squid-looking thing just flying over my base, and I had no Marines near it, so no one shot it as it just casually flew over me, and I was like, "What's it gonna do?"
Oh, it's just a supply colony, basically.
Right, it's just a scout.
Yeah, but if you don't know, then
Right.
yeah, it's like, well, that thing looks threatening. Taking stock here, Gotta Get Lucky has managed to carve out a little bit of an advantage. I would assume a lot of that came from Stelio Cantos using that teleport earlier, rather unsuccessfully. But meanwhile, on the bot side, you have Modric with a CS lead over WD Fan.
Yeah, also a 200 some, well, 150 some gold lead thanks to that assist that fans managed to pick up. Looks like they might be doing Dragon right now. So funny seeing two supports do Dragon.
Yeah, I like this call from Northern Storm. They know that they have bot lane priority still. Mid lane is relatively even. And if you can get these Drakes early, well, actually they're not going to be able to. Just not quite durable enough. Once you spotted that out, they got a little afraid.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because Warwick is there. Not that I don't think they know that. They don't have any wards that deep yet. Looks like there's a call to go in on Token. Knockup does land.
Yeah, Token could be in trouble here. He has no flash, and yeah, I think he's just going to drop. Modric picks up the kill. That's nice for this Ezreal to potentially catapult himself into that early power spike that he gets with 2 items.
Big lack of durability there on Token.
Now we might get a big fight in the Drake pit. Alonzi Tardis is extremely low, so they're going to have to protect him. They do. Good job by Greatbeard of Odin. He warded off Chaotix, didn't let him get in, because even just an EQ Ignite from Chaotix probably would have killed Alonzi Tardis there.
Yeah, not a lot of great artillery options on Northern Storm here. Obviously they have the Varus, but Varus alone isn't going to get too much done, especially once Token's dead. So, gonna have a lot of difficulty harassing a Dragon and Baron pit as this game goes on.
I'll be interested to see what path WD Fan decides to go with this Varus, because you can go full lethality and just have your piercing arrows destroy people, or you can go on hit Varus, because he does have his passive. His Wishbone goes in, and True Shot Barrage, nice dodge by Wishbone, but I think she might still be in trouble here. Huge able to dash back with the Battle Dance to Modric, And in the end, everybody just loses about half their health, and they agree to part ways. Great Beard of Odin goes in onto Chaos, getting a lot of damage down, but Chaos still has that ultimate available, so he would have been fine regardless. Modric, good damage onto WD Fan.
Yeah, that was a very interesting back and forth there, especially with Wishbone being not only so low health, but also so low level. That would have been a lot different if Wishbone was also 6. Could have gotten a nice little combo off there, but unfortunately was not at that point yet.
Yeah, it was pretty critical of her to sidestep that True Shot Barrage when Modric fired it off, because I think she would have died with that extra couple hundred damage coming through from that ultimate.
Yeah, much more passive game this time. 10 minutes, only 1 kill on each side. So
and I think that's something that Northern Storm will be happy about.
Almost like an attempt at a gank there, but Great Beard of Odin was off to one side. Not a ton of wards that are being very aggressively placed on either side either.
Okay, so we now know WD Fan is going for that on-hit Varus build, where you go Blade of the Rune King into Rage Blade. Really makes him scary with those Blight Stacks as they jump in onto Stelio Kantos. Or excuse me, gotta get lucky. He's able to get away. He's pretty durable, and big stun from Chaos. Big time play from the Northern Storm mid laner. Shows up, but look at Stelio Kantos. He is so beefy on this Croc, and they will turn it around maybe. Phoenix, LC Tardis is the last man standing in a true battle royale up in the top side river. Phoenix comes out ahead, and now they'll get the Rift Herald as well.
I want to give a shout out to the Rift Herald for helping pick up a couple of those kills. It wants to get its stats buffed a little bit too.
And interestingly, there Chaosix did not use the Chrono Break, so might have been able to survive. He was standing in the same place for a while as well, so it might have even hit in terms of damage. Could have been a critical error there.
Just seeing that big power spike that comes out of Renekton's sort of thing you don't really expect until he's in your face biting you.
Yeah, Stelio Kantos just lived for so much longer than it seemed like he should have there. As huge! Oh no,
yeah,
huge! Could be in trouble. Good job.
Great
with,
dash.
Yeah.
Huge has
With
been
the
using
Grand
that
away.
dash in so many different ways. Very good heads-up plays. And we also saw Nar's the problem of having Nar be your big durable guy.
Yeah, meanwhile, in goes Huge with all the dashes, all the CC. Wishbone has to flash away. And in goes Alonzi Tardis. That's a lot of damage, but he's under tower. They don't quite have it. Alonzi Tardis could be in trouble. He's so low. He's gone. WD Fan with the big piercing arrow almost takes down Modric as well. And they might have this Ezreal cornered now. Yes, they know that they do. WD Fan gets a double kill, also has the double buffs. And that's a big swing for the Northern Storm bot lane.
Yeah, that's exactly what Northern Storm was looking for. This is the first time I think they've been in the lead in both of these games. So this is something they definitely need to capitalize on.
And they'll wreak some havoc on these plates now as well, so that gold advantage should grow. Stelio Kantos has made up that CS disadvantage that he was at early in the game. But gotta get lucky, doing a good job chipping away at Renekton with those hyper procs, that third attack so crucial to Nar's trades.
Want to give a shout out to the Winions down in the bot lane who tanked Ezreal's Q to stop Wishbone from dying. They know what their role is.
The danger of fighting with a skill shot champion into a minion wave just nerfs your DPS so much.
Gotta get lucky. Might have a chance to get Stelio here if Stelio gets a little overeager.
Yeah, Stelio Kantos, he has his own ultimate though, so he should be durable enough. Gotta get lucky. Could ult him back into the turret here, but elects to go for the W first.
Yeah, I did not like that retreat. I mean, obviously Renekton is a big old boy, but they have very similar gold scores, and Nar's whole thing is the power spike he gets when he's big. I think you have to respect your champion and maybe give it a shot. But I mean, obviously I don't play Nar, So I don't necessarily know if that's a situation our players would have been comfortable with.
Yeah, personally, I was fine with the retreat because you at least traded Cellular Contest's ultimate for no major cooldowns of your own. You will become Meganar again before Cellular Contest has his ultimate available again. It'll be a small window, and with Gotta Get Lucky recalling, or thinking about recalling, he actually cancels it. But he does have an advantage right now for about 40 seconds, where he could potentially go for something. Oh, in they go onto Modric. Wishbone gets the stuns down, and there's the root. Huge as a bro and tanks it for his buddy, but Modric also gets tagged by it. And look at Fan, very nice orb blocking there, getting those last couple auto attacks down.
For half a second there, I thought Fan was going to die. He might have been able to. The minions were there to help him.
It's always dangerous to do that against someone like an Ezreal, though, who has the Arcane Shift, because if that happens to be up, he just gets out of range and you look silly.
Oh, I mean, I absolutely do not think that he should have. I just was expecting it to happen. Alright, bot turret, first turret taken out.
Looks like Alonzi, or Gotta Get Lucky, did go for that trade in that window he had and almost got Cellular Contest down, but the Phoenix top laner, the substitute top laner, able to retreat adequately, and with Alonzi Tardis being nearby, has a little bit of safety.
This chat, the chat right now is just basically turning into a fangirl zone for Stelio Cantos. Everyone is asking for him to sub on their teams. Tilted Squirtle, who we are very happy to see back in our chats, asking for him to just be the life coach.
Alonzi Tardis did burn his ultimate, actually trying to chase down Gotta Get Lucky up in that top lane as well, so that won't be available for a little longer. Picks up his blue buff, and second Rift Herald should be available soon. So far, once again, we've seen Phoenix getting every objective, both Drakes and the first Rift Herald. And Northern Storm, the bot lane's got to be a little careful here. Yeah, this could be some trouble. There goes huge quickness in, and my goodness, is Fan deleted. Wishbone with a nice ultimate, but she's just too slow, won't escape. Huge picks up the kill, which isn't really ideal, but still a 2 for 0 for Phoenix.
Seeing some of the limitations of the boots of mobility there. Will Chaos save this turret? Looks like it is. Interesting.
Yeah, well, the wave also expired, so I don't think Phoenix was going to stick around at that point anyways. Joken's here, but this is dangerous for Northern Storm. I'm not even sure if they can defend this 3v2. Yeah, huge going in, threatening the grand entrance.
Good job dodging that, though.
Getting run at.
Very good awareness there by Token to step out of that grand entrance. Might get him on the turnaround here, though.
Ooh, Dark Binding doesn't land. Not sure if anything would have come from it anyways.
It's always disheartening to see the misses, though.
So it's only a 1,500 gold lead. It's Gotta Get Lucky goes in, and Huge actually got caught by the Narc. Oh, what a huge ultimate by Greybeard of Odin. Got it onto 2, and now Gotta Get Lucky will get destroyed. Huge actually falls in response, though. So in a 4v4, it's a 1-for-1.
That was a really great heads-up play by Greybeard of Odin. As soon as Gotta Get Lucky jumped on him, he popped his ghost so that he wasn't impacted by the CC. So that really shows knowing your champion and knowing what to do in those sorts of situations.
Meanwhile, though, I mean, Huge can't really clear this. He's a support all alone in the mid lane, so Northern Storm, even though Gotta Get Lucky fell in that mid lane, they do still get the turret, which is what they came for, and this gold lead is pretty minuscule.
Looks like there was thoughts of ganking, but good ward. Are they going to get the Guardian here?
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
2-2 on the turrets so far.
And this Drake should, I would imagine, Northern Storm will really want to contest this. Yeah, we just saw a Token pinging it about 15 times. And they're only recalling now, so if Phoenix is in position, which they're not, but if they had been, They might have been able to just destroy this thing before Northern Storm even gets there. They are onto it right away. Nope, they're not. They're killing a ward. So Northern Storm, they were a little late with their recalls there.
With all due respect to Northern Storm, I'd really like to know if they're ever going to get an objective in this game. I'd really... Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, Huge is just trying to zone right now with the quickness, but he gets destroyed. Gotta get lucky, jumps in, and they steal it. Token gets revenge for game 1 a little bit, but there's some huge damage coming out from Odin and Modric. Wishbone alone in the back line. She will fall. And so Northern Storm, they get the Drake, but they lose 3. And I think Phoenix could potentially just try to run to Baron here. LCUS will finish off WD Fan, and this could be a Baron call if they're feeling bold.
Well, Token hearing my question, so good for him. But, you know, this team does not seem to have an answer for Renekton. I'm not feeling comfortable that anyone on this team, unless it's like a 3-on-1, can really handle this Renekton.
Renekton is at a very, very powerful point right now. 3-1-6, and my apologies to Team Phoenix. Could not have gone Baron because it is just appearing on the map now. So there it is, and now you can't go for it. So good job understanding the game better than me. Modric could be in trouble here. No, Chaos being respectful, just doesn't want to take that fight.
Alright, so we got a 4K gold lead for Phoenix. 2 dragons to 1. As you said, Baron is up. There isn't really any vision on it though, so neither team necessarily is confident on that. 3rd turret just taken now by Huge.
Yeah, taken by the support. He's on a mission up there by himself.
Somebody's got to do it. And got to get lucky split pushing without teleport. So, questions for Northern Storm here. How do you get back into this game? You need to find some way to do it without the Renekton around, I think, unless you're going to pick him off while he's alone.
Yeah, Modric right now is at such a very, very powerful and safe point as well. Having the Mirror Mana and the Iceborne Gauntlet just means that it's going to be tough to lock him down. And LCUS, we know he's at a very, very powerful point right now. Great Beard of Odin, a little bit slippery on that Yone, so it's tricky for Northern Storm to even find a pick right now.
Yeah. Completely agree. It's rough for them at this point, especially because both their supports, air quote supports, just got spotted. But I think they're going to be able to get out just in time.
Yeah, good little vision journey there, but Phoenix will find the ward, at least one of the wards that they left behind. Maybe 2. Yep, there's the second one. Will we find the 3rd? No, the sweeper expires.
We have Nickel in chat, carrying on the puns from last week. Retankton.
Wishbone jumping in, got some CC down, but there was just no damage there. So the Leona falls right away. Alonzi Tardis could fall in response. No, the healing is too good. He will eventually drop the Ignite of Chaosix, but that's 3 kills for 1. Unfortunately, the 1 was your jungler, so once again, you can't really go for the Baron because of that.
I don't think they care. I think they're just going to ride Stelio's back right into this turret. Well, maybe not. He wants to kill some wolves. He's heard they're more threatening than he is, so he wanted to cut him down a little bit.
Oh, Modric, extremely aggressive. Pulls out the cleanse in time this time. We saw an error with that in game 1, but Huge dies for his 80 carry sins.
Yeah, great ult out of Fawn there. Manages to spread to almost the entire team. Prowler
good
asking,
reaction time, good aim.
Prowler asking, where is Northern Storm's armor? That is a good question.
Got a little bit being built up on Gotta Get Lucky with the Ninja Tabby and the Bramble Vest, but yeah, nobody else really with any to speak of. There's a cloth armor on Wishbone.
Yeah, Knight's Vow on, yeah, Wishbone as well. 40 armor.
Echo, I mean, Echo, you don't really expect Echo to be building armor at this point. I mean, you got to complete the core items on him first. Proto Belt is completed, Witchbane looks like it'll be next, and then probably an Hourglass. And then maybe you think about going for some sort of hybrid armor build, but...
Burn the Heretic saying that we've got the easiest Ninja Tabi game of our lives, and nobody except Nars got Ninja Tabi.
Yeah, I do think that Echo and Token should have considered getting those Ninja Tabbies early, and maybe even Wishbone. I understand going Boots of Mobility on a support, but hasn't seemed very effective so far.
Alright, Dragon is up. There are wards on it, but will that help?
And Northern Storm, they got destroyed in the last Dragon fight, but they were able to steal it. So because they got that last one, they don't have to contest this one, but it looks like they are going to. Gotta get lucky, it's about to be Mega. That could be important. In goes Token, he steals it again. We're 2-2 on steals across the series now, and the fight going much better. Big Gnar from Gotta Get Lucky, and Token shuts down Alonzi TARDIS. Stelio Cantos, though, still just on a rampage. He is in the back line. I don't know if he'll be able to finish this one off, though. Chaos 6 got huge all the way back by the red buff. Looks like Stelio Cantos actually will be able to amble his way back to the bot lane. He's baiting, actually. Got to get lucky. Good hop, but he might drop. The Q comes out. It's not enough damage. No more cooldowns for Stelio Cantos, and Chaos 6 might try to interrupt him.
He should be able to get him. There's a ward there.
Got him. Big shutdown going over to the Echo.
Alright, Northern Storm, very nicely done. That Gnar, like you said, very clutch, and Fawn managed to not be focused, and so he got his attack speed going, which was terrifying.
Yeah, he has those two core items of this build as well, with the Bork and the Ginsu's. Once you ramp up those Ginsu's Rageblade stacks, it's just free fire, especially with a Varus who has that passive, where once he gets one kill, his attack speed just explodes.
Yeah, he basically doesn't stop attacking once he gets all of that built up.
So for Phoenix right now, it's a little bit discouraging. You've lost the last two Drakes. You did at least win one of the fights, but you didn't really get anything afterward. And now we're 2-2 in Drakes, and if Northern Storm ends up getting the Mountain Soul this game around, they have a little bit of beef, and I think it would be even more beneficial to them, especially once you start to see those armor items come through, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. And we also see the impact they've been having with slightly more reliable CC from coming out of Northern Storm. Obviously, it's Gnar, so it's not necessarily the most reliable thing, but just those great big team ults really helped them out in that last engagement.
Yeah, it was a massive ult from Gotta Get Lucky there. He got Mega Gnar at the perfect moment, too. So it was a really good job by Northern Storm fighting at the optimal time. And Token coming up big with another steal.
So yeah, I think if you're Phoenix here, you really have to make sure you're focusing the right things. Biggest threats are obviously Fawn and Chaos. Whether they're able to get to those champions is another question. Wishbone and Lucky are both very powerful threats in that regard.
Chaos against Stelio Cantos, this would be a big-time duel, but Token's not going to let it be because he's shown up, tilts the scales. Stelio Cantos, I just don't think he has enough. Yeah, Chaosix got so much gold from that last fight, including the huge 850 gold shutdown onto Cantos himself, and this Echo is off and running.
Yeah, especially, I don't even know if Token was needed in that fight. The ability for Echo to come back from damage he took, and especially deal damage in return while doing it, is incredibly powerful.
Yeah, would have been close, I think. But yeah, either way, Stelio Cantos drops, and that's a big loss in map pressure.
This has been a very, very close game for far longer than maybe we would have thought it would be, and I really do feel like the wind's kind of turning in Northern Storm's favor here. But if they end up, like, the next big objective, if someone ends up getting caught out, Phoenix could get right back into this, at least morale-wise.
Yeah, I really think for Phoenix, you can't be looking to fight front to back here. WD Fan is just so potent in that backline. He'll melt people. And so I think that you want to start trying to send Huge on some sneaky flanks. Getting into that backline. If you get Huge and Stelio Cantos and potentially Alonzi TARDIS back onto WD Fan, I don't think he survives.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of LNZ TARDIS. He was all over the place in Game 1. A lot more reserved in Game 2. I don't know if that's because there just hasn't been as many possible openings, wasn't able to find a position to bully enough, or, you know, just general fear of the matchup. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, just in general, this has been a slower game. We saw a lot less action early on. Basically, at least 2/3 or so of the kills that we have on scoreboard right now have resulted from these last two dragon fights.
15 to 15, 4 to 2, 2 dragons apiece. Next dragon is here. This would be the third Earth Drake if Northern Storm picks it up. Chaos in a very good flanking position here, assuming no one ducks into that bush.
And Northern Storm, they have started this Drake. I'm wondering if they know that Modric burned his cleanse there, because he was in the brush. In they go, Stelio Kantos and Huge. They're being forced back, actually, right away, as Chaos is so strong. Big ult from Great Beard of Odin, and he does get Fan all by himself. Goes on a mission and gets it done. But the Drake goes over to Gotta Get Lucky. That's 3 in a row for Northern Storm. Chaos on the chase. He'll get the stun on the Stelio Kantos. He gets stunned up and doesn't get the Chrono Break off, though.
Very cute little dash there from Stelio Kantos as well.
Very cute crocodile.
Yeah, that's 3 dragons in a row for Northern Storm. They are definitely picking up the objectives recently.
And that one taken by the Gnar, of all people, so both junglers not landing the smite ideally. But Alonzi TARDIS was alone in the pit, while Northern Storm still had 3 or 4 people hitting it. It was a nice job by Greatbeard of Odin getting onto Fan all by his lonesome. That's a big time play, but just the rest of the team wasn't able to get very much done.
Yeah, and Modric wasn't really in a great position there either. Would have liked to see him be a little more involved, but he might have ended up dying in that instance, so it's hard to say.
He got chunked to half before that fight even started by a single Dark Binding from Token as well.
Yeah, Token definitely moving up in that magic damage. He's got a Haunting Guys and a Zanya's, sitting on 500 gold, so saving up for something big.
We see the little Baron Vision dance.
3 stolen Drakes? Didn't Northern Storm start that thing? Just to start that dragon?
Yeah, Northern Storm started that dragon.
Yeah,
Alonzi TARDIS got in, but yeah, I wouldn't call that one a steal necessarily.
Right. 2 of them were steals for Northern Storm for sure, but the third one I'm pretty sure they had by right.
Now Alonzi TARDIS could be threatened a little bit here, but Wishbone opts not to go in for that one.
Less than 2k gold lead.
Yeah, the gold lead is starting to become irrelevant at this point. When you get up into the 50,000s, 1 or 2,000 gold barely matters.
Still not a ton of armor coming out of Northern Storm, except in the places you'd expect to see it. I wonder if
I really think the Ninja Tabby comment made earlier was on point, because that's a cheap but very effective way to just get enough armor to make a difference against a basically all AD comp.
I do wonder if we get into the hyper late game, if everyone's going to start picking up Thorn Mails. Or Ninja Tabby, like you said. Like, I mean, I don't know how much more attack speed Varus needs, right?
Yeah, I think, well, Varus, let's see, I would imagine his next item will probably be, he's got the Executioner calling already, so that's a good decision by Fan, cutting down that healing that would come out from a lot of characters on Phoenix, actually.
Yeah, shutting down Alonzi. It's a big deal. I feel like
Renekton as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like Renekton gets lifesteal. I'm glad that hasn't been changed.
Great Beard of Odin has Bloodthirster. Modric has Blade of the Rune King, so there's just a lot of healing coming out. Now Phoenix, they do see this. I'm not sure if Northern Storm knows that there's a ward there. They will see the ward die here in just a second, though. So they know that they've been spotted, but they're still committing. Alonzi TARDIS is not close enough to get a steal here, and down it goes. Nice call from Northern Storm as Phoenix was just caught on the wrong side of the map and couldn't react in time.
Nice try by Huge, just throwing out a little projectile there. Not enough. But he did try. Another turret taken out for Phoenix. But now we're less than 1,000 gold differential there.
Saw the pings onto that Mountain Drake coming up from Token. Should be up in about a minute now. Both teams obviously prioritizing the Vision early. I don't know if Modric has time to get this. Scuttle Crab, he does. He's able to just shift away and land one more Q.
Lots of dashes to get out of that pit. So this is going to be a big decider here. 4 Mountain Drakes will be in a row for Northern Storm.
And Stelio Cantos, good juke away on the Dark Binding. But they're just not letting him clear this ward. He really wants to get it, but they are not letting him. Gotta get lucky. He pops Mega right now, which means that if Phoenix waits long enough, yeah, they're going for the fight now. Northern Storm knew that they had to take advantage of that window, but it was a desperation Hail Mary. Gotta get lucky. Didn't land the ult. It would have only been onto Stelio Cantos anyways, and now you've got Mininar.
Stelio is at almost half health, though, so that's going to be a detriment to them if they decide to go in for this.
Gotta get lucky.
Briefly
You
wanted to
should
come
be
in.
able to start building up that rage again soon.
Alright, so they're starting this dragon. Keep that in mind when everyone says there's going to be a steal.
Alonzi Tardis, he's got to go now. Oh, he's just too late. It burned down so fast. Mountain Soul goes over for Northern Storm, but he has Stelio Cantos into the backline. Huge gets the first kill on a Chaotic, who did not use the Chrono Break. He pulls a Jensen and dies without pressing R, but the rest of the fight is going the way of Northern Storm. Great Beard of Odin just trying to run, but I think gotta get lucky. He's gonna have one more boulder. Oh, he misses it. Great Beard of Odin still running. There's that life steal. He may try to turn around here. A lot of damage. Gotta get lucky. Good kiting, and he should be able to run him down here. Blast, Boomerang gets him. 4 down on the side of Team Phoenix. Only the substitute remains.
And Northern Storm still has Baron buff on 4 of their champions. They could push down this lane, get at least 1 turret.
Yeah, it should be able to get 1 turret and then maybe turn for Baron.
Pointy Ball pointing out that the Earth Soul is incredibly powerful against an all AD comp.
Yeah, it's going to be tough now for Phoenix to pierce through. Nice little dash in from Huge, but I don't think that they really have the damage. Look at Stelio Cantos just melting. WD Fan deletes him with a flurry of arrows.
Yeah, I think that one of the big things that Phoenix is going to think about for this game, too, is how they never really got Thon during any of those team fights.
Yeah, Great Beard of Odin got him 1 time, but he had to die for it. Meanwhile, the rest of the fight was just lost. There he goes and gets them again. Excuse me, Modric actually gets kill credit. And now Northern Storm, they've overstayed, and they could actually... Yeah, it should be Phoenix potentially looking for a Baron now.
Yeah, really good ult there. I don't think Baron's up, is it?
No, it's not. I got that wrong again.
Very good ult by Great Beard of Odin. Should be trying to look for that, I think, most team fights. We see Fawn. Like, Fawn has no health, right? It's all standing in the back being a machine gun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his quiver should be on fire with the friction from how rapidly he's firing. But he dies the second anyone looks at him. The thing is no one's been looking at him. So they just gotta make sure that they figure out where Fawn is, lock that down, and I think Phoenix can win this game also.
Modric goes in for Token, actually. This could be trouble. He gets destroyed. The Ezreal flies too close to the sun and gets punished. Token, he's still able to kite away from Stelio Cantos as well, and we're just seeing both teams running it down mid, back and forth now.
Change the song. We've seen this one already. Or heard this one already. At least it's Super Minions both ways now, though. That'll help Phoenix, as it will take them a little longer to get down here. We have Gotta Get Lucky split pushing. I don't think the Minions are going to live long enough for this, though, so he's going to be a little delayed.
Yeah, it has another wave coming. And I don't think that Phoenix can really afford to allocate a member to go stop him from taking that turret.
13 seconds for Modric. Stelio Cantos at 20 seconds, so it'll be a 4-on-4 in 6 seconds. but it looks as though they might just be trying to go for this turret, taking advantage of the shields that they have to tank 1 or 2 turret shots as they go fishing. Yeah, they all rotate up, so they unite.
Yep.
5 seconds on Kantos, though, so once this inhibitor goes down... Alright, Kantos is back, 5 on 5. Let's see what happens.
Northern Storm should probably back away. Nice job from Huge, not letting them. Big damage. Token gets destroyed right away. And into the back line, all the damage. But Vaughn, he's just all alone back there, just like you talked about. No one got back onto the Varus. He melts everybody.
And that's
Modric will walk away, but all he's going to be able to do is tell the story of Northern Storm. Earning a 1-1 at least in this series.
Yeah, there is no way they're living through this. Never able to quite lock down the Fawn, or the Varus with Fawn. You've just got to keep an eye on someone who is going that sort of build and just not quite able to do it. So
yeah, you saw Phoenix. They dove in, but they only got about halfway to fend, and then they all just got stuck there. And the Varus was able to just fire out an insane amount of arrows.
So, of course, the big question is, next week, do we see the Varus end up getting banned or not? But
I don't think so, personally, just because, I mean, Varus is not really in the meta right now. I don't think it's inherently an incredibly powerful champion. I think it was just very well played by Fan, and could have been better played by Phoenix.
damage graphs looking better for Northern Storm this game. Basically, the graphs flipped a little bit. Alonzi, not the best game of his life. Let's check out Vision as well. ADC's not showing up this game. Got to get lucky. Still doing a very good job. He's had good Vision score these last 2 games.
Yeah, Gotta Get Lucky was a rock in that game, too. He had the one big gnarl, but other than that, you know, he didn't really have a huge highlight play, but he was just always there, always contributing. Got that one Drake, which was pretty important in the long run. So, yeah, really nice series from him.
Yeah, I mean, very nice series from both teams overall. I mean, that was a very solid back and forth where there was a clear reason why both teams were doing well, and it all centered around this guy named WD Fawn. But so it goes 1-1, which means that there's chances for ties, but not taking the lead in the rest of these games.
Yep, I believe you said it'll be both 9 lives and option 12 with a chance to get a share of the throne going into next week.
Yeah, just option 12 now. Because Northern Storm, once we update the scoreboard, will go to 7 points off of that.
Oh, 9 lives is only at 3. Yeah. Okay.
So option 12 has a chance, if they 2-0, to be tied for first place here. I don't know if we have... Oh, we got to get lucky in the interview room. We were just talking about him.
Hey!
Let's hop over there. Gotta get lucky. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, let's see. Where to start? How about game 1?
We decided to continue our practice on inting. We tried to int really hard at the end of the game last week, and we decided to take it up a notch and throw our early game. So it was quite an entertaining practice, I must say.
Do you think you'll do it again?
Oh, you never know. I mean, it's fun to int. I mean, that's all about League, right? Inting, flaming, the whole shebang.
Whole shebang. That's a good word for it. So with that in mind, what was your mindset going into game 2 for your team?
Really just stabilizing. I mean, we've played with good macro and most of the split, and most of the time that's brought us win, but credit to Phoenix. They really sussed out where we were going with that blue side and played the macro game well there. And so it was pretty much just reset. It's one game, whatever. We're going to change our picks so we're not so late game and see what we see.
All right, cool. And we were noticing in that game too, a lot of the fights were coming down to whether or not Fawn was getting targeted. Was that something you guys were kind of thinking about going in with that team comp, or what was kind of the idea behind that team comp you were going into, having just lost that first game?
I mean, everyone likes to say there's this other better ADC in the league, but there's this Fawn guy who just stomped him game one and is playing out of his mind all year. So we're always looking to peel for him, and does a great job of kiting for himself. So it's always fun to have him as a win condition.
Does sound like it. Jeff, you got anything to throw onto our top laner here?
Yeah, just wanted to ask, for you at an individual level, obviously Phoenix, they brought in a substitute. What is that like for you when, you have to all of a sudden prepare for a different player who maybe you're not as familiar with?
I've played with Stelio and against Stelio in the past, so pretty solid matchup. I mean, we have a stacked top lane pool this year. I think it's a bunch of high golds and plats, with the exception of myself and Eternal. So it's definitely a fun challenge and a good opportunity to play against some great players and try and turtle and hold my own and not int too bad.
All right.
All right, so you guys still top of the league after that set of games here. Possible tie coming out, though. How does it feel to be on top, and what are you looking at going forward?
It's just going to be keep working on our macro, playing together when we can. I heard some flame about how much we practiced together. We got some busy lives going on, but we're still in first place despite that. And option 12 is tryharding with their entire lives, and we're still ahead of them. I'll take it. Shout out to Gregosaurus Rex, and looking forward to taking you down in the near future.
All right. It seems as though option 12 is the one fueling and being fueled by all the trash talk, so we'll see how that works for him going forward. Well, congratulations once again for locking down that second game, and we'll see how you guys do in the scoreboard in the future.
Sounds good. Thanks. Enjoyed throwing out some trash talk, and it's all in good fun, everyone.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for. Talk to you later, gotta get lucky.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
All right, so with that, we are done with the first set of games. Phoenix coming back strong, but Northern Storm managing to lock down that second game and maintain at least a tie on first place. We'll see what happens in the future. Jeff, you got any closing thoughts here before we head to game two?
Oh, man. I mean, that was just a really good series. You touched on it already specifically. Exciting, even game one, which was relatively one-sided. There were times where Northern Storm, they had little openings, they had chances, so no stomps really. And that's the kind of League of Legends it's fun to watch.
All right, so we will be taking a brief break here, maybe a minute or two, and then we will be back for White Wolf versus Blitzkrieg. I'll be being joined by Nickel for set 2, but Jeff, you'll be back for set 3, right?
Yep, sounds good.
All right, we'll see you then. Nobody go anywhere. We'll be right back.